Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a big day today in politics, and it pretty much vindicates everything that you and I have been saying forever. It is a big day in politics. Thank you so much to the super chat. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. And the channel doesn't grow too much, or as fast, but I have a lot of fun with everyone here. Manafort isn't flipping on Trump. He didn't flip on Trump. He didn't flip on Trump, everyone. He did not flip on Trump. I'm going to say it again. Paul Manafort make up some witness for Mueller. Gee, wonder why. It's so overt. That little clique, that little Clinton crony clique. Tony Podesta was working and getting money from the offshore accounts that Manafort is now getting busted for. So is Manafort squeaky clean? No, of course not. Did he commit crimes? Possibly. Okay. And then one guy says Mueller will probably indict Trump Jr. No, I don't think so. For what? He even gets close to Kushner or Trump Jr. He's done. So Mueller would not be indicting, if he's even close to indicting or thinking of indicting Kushner. For what? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you can hear this, if the sound is okay, or if so we got 300 people in like 2 minutes, so it's going to be a good live stream. We're going to make this an epic live stream. But ladies and gentlemen, let me read you this. Let me know if the stream or the live stream or the sound is all right. But we're going to go ahead. This is the Huffington Post. Paul Manafort trial defense puts the blame on Mueller witness Rick Gates. So I thought Manafort was going to flip on Trump. I thought that's what was going to happen. The first trial of Trump's former campaign chairman is now underway in Virginia. The first trial. The first trial. Alexandria, Virginia, an attorney for former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort told jurors during opening arguments in his tax and bank fraud trial on Tuesday that Manafort's longtime aide Rick Gates, now a witness for special counsel Robert Mueller, is a liar who can't be trusted. How is Rick Gates a witness when he was said to have also lied to investigators or that's interesting. So the whole big prize is Manafort. The biggest prize of all is Manafort for crimes that he committed years before Russian hacking or alleged Russian hacking, which never took place. And what do they aim to get from this? They just want to throw as much mud as possible. That's it. That's all they want to do is throw as much mud as possible. That's all they want to do. That's all they care about. And then they're going to wonder why they lost again. It is only so many times you could blame racists and sexists and xenophobes and all these things. You can't just continually blame Russia and neo-Nazis and the Klan and, horrible racists. At a certain point, you have to look and say, gee, well, maybe we cheated Bernie Sanders. Maybe we have a whole bunch of neocons who run the foreign policy of the Democratic Party. Maybe we just, are just a corrupt foreign political party and people hate us. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe the issue is that people just hate us. So that and it's unbelievable because they don't get it. It is politics. Politics to a large extent is throwing poop. Fine, but you have to understand, if you have a lot more poop to throw, or let's say if you live in a house that's made of even more brittle glass than the other person, you really shouldn't start throwing stones, even if the other person lives in a glass house. But I'll read you. So Manafort, attorney, told jurors made a mistake in placing his trust in the wrong person, who was now willing to say anything to keep himself out of trouble. Manafort's attorney, Tom Zenley, told jurors that Manafort rendered a valuable service to our system of government because of his involvement in multiple presidential campaigns. But Uso Assange, an attorney with the special counsel's office, told jurors that Manafort considered himself above the law and resorted to bank fraud when his overseas income couldn't support his lifestyle. But what does this have to do with Russian hacking? A man in this courtroom believed the law did not apply to him, kind of like Hillary Clinton, who set up a server in her basement. And people are, if there are people on the left who are tired of it, but her emails, yeah, get used to it. It'll never end. There are millions and millions of people in this country who will never, ever forget what Clinton did. She'll eventually get indicted for that or anything else, any other crime that she's committed or she'll continue to commit. We have 500 people plus, close to 600, 7 minutes in. Hello, Scotland. Hello, Callum. Hello, everyone. Thank you so very much. So, a man in this courtroom believed the law did not apply to him, but there are people who believe they could just utilize a Steele dossier to initiate investigations. Manafort, all throughout Obama's 8 years, wasn't targeted, yet he was supposed to be this Al Capone guy. So Obama didn't just let this person who committed hundreds of millions of dollars in bank fraud, just let him just roam around doing nothing. The only reason Manafort is on trial now is because Mueller couldn't find anything to do with Russian hacking. So he had to find one person to say, you see, there's somebody corrupt in Trump's campaign. Manafort was going to flip. Rick Gates was going to flip. General Flynn, at one point, they said, the General Flynn was set up, and he should be not only pardoned, but also completely cleared. Tamara Friedman. Thank you so very much, Tamara Friedman. Getting the super chat going. Thank you so very much, Tamara Friedman. Thank you, Tamara. And so, thank you again, Tamara. So, it's like a man in this courtroom believed the law did not apply to him. Okay. So what does that even mean? Sonia said, telling jurors of an extravagant lifestyle that includes expensive rugs. Oh my God. This man is evil. Real estate and $15,000 jacket made from ostrich. A 15 grand ostrich jacket. Oh, shit. But who doesn't have a 15 grand ostrich jacket? Seriously. You haven't lived till you've had ostrich jacket wings, fur wings. Of course, I'm being facetious. So he's like he's like a Bond villain, this guy. Horace, thank you so very much, Horace. Tamara, thank you, Tamara Friedman. Horace, thank you. You haven't lived until you've had, like, you see Manafort with like the the cat in the chair is like, oh, Russia. And the chair is like, oh. Even though she was in Arizona a week before the election, she spent $1.2 billion. Stormy rock bottom. Where's the mystery gun reveal? Thanks for all your work. The mystery gun reveal will be later this week. later this week. It is a rifle, and I already pretty much gave it away, but it is, one could say, the rival of the rifle that I have. So, if you know HA Second Amendment, then that's like a dumb riddle. But Stormy, it is a rifle of the rival of the rival of the rifle that I have. Say that 20 times. Suzanne Yoke, thank you. Stormy, thank you. Horace, thank you. Tamara, thank you. Stormy, thank you. Suzanne Yoke, thank you, Suzanne Yoke. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Have a fantastic day. Thank you, Suzanne Yoke. Mexi Man and Cheese. Has anyone checked Hillary's Mexi Man and Cheese? I don't even think Bill wants to check. I don't think Billy Boy Clinton. But I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know what's in those. I don't step foot in her moo-moo. I don't know what's in her moo-moo. I don't even ask. I say, Hillary, have all the moo-moos you want. I'm going to go over there, talk to the flight attendant. Believe me, I wouldn't look in that moo-moo if a pot of gold from leprechauns were there. No, thank you. Mexi Man and Cheese. Evan Coker. Peter Strzok failed the real polygraph test, a.k.a. Louis Gomer. That's right. Louis the lie detector. Yes. Yes. Evan Coker, thank you. Thank you. I mean, what's in Hillary's moo-moo? Who knows? I don't even want to even speculate. We have over 600 people, 12 minutes in. We're going to hit 1,000. We're back to the good old days. Yesterday was tough. It was like barely 400 throughout the day. But we're already at 615. Evan Coker, Peter Strzok failed there. Yes, Louis Gomer is the human lie detector. So this is the Huffington Post. I'll put the link here, ladies and gentlemen. No flipping and singing. Phoebe Beach. Phoebe. H.A. Rosenstein was prosecuted that did not charge Manafort for his crimes 8 years ago. Wow. Rumors are they will call Rosenstein as a witness. Well, that's interesting, too, because the thing is, if they call Rosenstein as a witness, then thank you, Brad Boxon. Thank you. Phoebe Beach, if they call Rosenstein, well, Rosenstein will then have to, I mean, that'll be the ultimate conflict of interest. He already signed off on a FISA warrant without reading it, and then wrote the justification to fire Comey. He goes in, if he's now a witness for Manafort, Trump has to fire him. There's too many conflicts of interest. So at Paul Manafort trial, defense puts the blame on Mueller witness Rick Gates. So I mean, it's like why would you? Wasn't the whole thing that he was supposed to flip and sing? And then MSNBC, as Mueller closes in to what? These people are like the most delusional. Nobody believes them. Even Democrats don't. Trump lashes out at media and fake news. Mueller closes in. He closes in. Mueller is now closing in. That's the way they're looking at this. Like, oh, Mueller's close. Thank you, Picking for a Cause. Yeah, Mueller's close, don't you know? He's really close. He's really, really close to what? What is Mueller close to? What on earth is Mueller close to? Thank you, Suzanne Yoke. Thank you, Stormy. Go ahead and so We have a situation here where Mueller can't afford to lose the Manafort trial. Yeah. Could you imagine? That would be absolutely hilarious. So, Mueller can't afford to lose the Manafort trial. The pressure is enormous on both sides. Mueller's team cannot afford a loss in their very first trial, at a loss for former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort, who also faces a second trial in September in Washington, D.C., would make defending a second case almost a waste of time. The charges against Manafort, tax evasion and bank fraud, are classic white-collar financial crimes that involve volumes of documentary evidence, including 120,000 documents produced by the prosecutors in the last month alone. These kinds of paper-intensive cases often overwhelm white-collar defendants because of the database management alone can cost thousands of dollars a month. And it can be difficult to fight against a tidal wave of evidence. But paper evidence does not present paper evidence does not present itself, and how the prosecution presents and weaves the paper trail into an understandable narrative for the. Oh, that's right. But paper evidence does not present itself, and how the prosecution presents and weaves the paper trail into an understandable narrative for the jury can make or break the case. Immunized witness Rick Gates. So I thought Rick Gates was supposed to be also part of the Russian hacking thing. Mitchell Diamond. What's the latest on Claire Bronfman? Let's see. I couldn't really delve into that now, and I don't know. Family of Seagram's heiress in case pays her $100 million bond. New York Post. Wowzers. $100 million bond. Oh my God. That's insane. That is insane. Mitchell Diamond, thank you. 100 milli. Just, so what is that, like 10 million goes to the bail bond company? That's insane. Will Manafort take the stand? Most criminal defendants do not take the stand. When I was a prosecutor, I relished the chance to get at a defendant who chose to testify. Any witness on the stand has a hard time withstanding cross-examination because it's the person asking questions who has all the control, and any competent prosecutor will score points against all but the most charismatic and able defendants. But the challenge facing Manafort's lawyer is how to make their client appear sympathetic, rather than the American equivalent of a Russian oligarch who also happened to manage Trump's campaign. Humanizing Manafort to the jury is challenging because pure character evidence is usually excluded as being irrelevant. So evidence of good character, a hard luck story, rags to riches story, charitable acts usually need to be sneaked in through background questions to witnesses. Of course, the best witness for Manafort's character would be himself and his defense lawyers. We'll have to think long. His defense lawyers will have to think long and hard if letting him testify is the only way to make him more sympathetic to the jury. Generally, you don't want a person to testify, but what does he have to lose now? What does he have to lose? And the defense could simply ask, look, try to make it so that the jury knows that Mueller only wants it's more imminent than Trump's impeachment. So, I mean, Clinton did commit crimes. Trump did not. That's the difference. Difference here is that Manafort's indictment has nothing to do with Trump. Just like, Anthony Weiner's indictment, or Anthony Weiner being in prison right now, actually does have a lot to do. So, but Clinton did commit crimes. And Trump has not. No. What crime did Trump commit? What crime? I'd love to know that. I'd love to know what crime he committed. Leo Faletta. HJ, I love listening to you every day. I like the new stream format. Give a shout out to Canada. Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Leo. Leo Faletta, thank you. Thank you, Leo. And big shout out to Canada. Thank you to all my viewers in Canada. Papa D, hope you saw my DM on Daily News link. Mrs. Orr. Yeah, I believe I did, Papa D. I'm gonna look at that again, though. I appreciate that. Thank you, Papa D. Thank you. Thank you, Papa D. The issue is so Trump committing crimes is a joke. What crime did he commit? Or at least, let's just put it this way. He did not go ahead and work with Russia. He did not go ahead and launder money from Russia. His real estate business, whether he's gone bankrupt is irrelevant. People go bankrupt and they rebuild their business. Fine. He's never had problems with the IRS. He's never had a major scandal up until the fabricated Steele dossier. And if the Me Too movement, let's just put it this way, if his behavior with women is an issue, then never again bring up Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is actually accused of rape. Trump is not. So I'm not saying that, Trump's statement on the hot mic that's very bizarre. But at the same time, you don't have Monica Lewinsky. You don't have this power dynamic. You have a guy whose family loves him, whose wife loves him. Sure, he's cheated on his wife. Okay. Bill Clinton cheated on his wife also in the Oval Office. So it's not like, liberals keep changing the paradigm. Like, oh, well, we can say certain things, you can't. And Bill Clinton, that's his business, but oh my God, look what Trump is doing. And they have no shame, too. They're like, Rhonda W., did you see headlines saying Putin gave Trump a ball with a transmitter chip in it? People only read headlines, not the story. Love your live chats. Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah, exactly. The transmitter chip, and, that's the thing. Like, all of Clinton's emails were, so Rhonda, you reminded me, thank you, Rhonda. You reminded me of this. All of Clinton's emails were forwarded to a third party. All of them were forwarded to a third party. A foreign entity, not Russia. So you have to pick a crime with Trump. Did he use an unencrypted server in his basement, breaking Espionage Act laws? No. Did he purchase a Steele dossier through funding of Republican voters who voted for, Rubio? No. Clinton funneled money through her law firm. This is a campaign finance violation. She funneled money through her law firm. Clinton funneled money through her law firm to pay for the Steele dossier and outsource CrowdStrike. So tell me again, that's a campaign finance violation. Then you have Rudy Giuliani, who stated RICO laws. There's just on the books, just from the record, public record. You can go ahead and indict Clinton based on RICO, the RICO statutes. Later today, we can go ahead and listen to Giuliani again. Horace, to be fair, the left is only as scrutinous of Trump's past as they were of Obama's. Wait a second, that can't be right. I mean, this is the thing with Obama. He didn't have a shady past. I mean, in my view, everybody has a preacher with Jewish, Christian, Muslim, every religious person, preacher. There's always a religious figure that either says something that's out there or whatever. That's what religious figures do with huge congregations, and they have a lot of power. So I don't hold, like, I mean, Obama's past. It was the fact that Obama destroyed Libya that bothers me. That's what bothers me. And nobody cared. Could you imagine if Trump presided over the destruction of an African nation? What African nation did Trump destroy? Truth Hurts 18. Here comes the storm. Thank you, Truth Hurts 18. Thank you. And the thing is, like, when you look at, tell me what, I mean, people say, like, what do you mean Trump didn't commit crimes? Well, what crime did he commit? I've yet to hear a crime he committed. I've yet to hear a crime that he's even accused of being committed by Mueller, or any of committing by Mueller. James Comey. Let's listen to James Comey. Okay, now this whole topic has got me frustrated or whatever. Tell me again. So Comey, FBI emails. And do you find late night even, like, do you find it that funny? I don't find it that funny. I guess Colbert is kind of funny. But do you find, like, Jimmy Kimmel or Seth Meyers, do you find them, like, extremely fun? Like, are you laughing all the time? No, I don't know. It's not like Carson, or, I mean, Conan O'Brien is funny. Conan O'Brien's funny, but he doesn't have this, like, pathological hatred of Trump. Here you go. Here's Comey.
Discovered several thousand work in the email.
So, like, we already know. So Lawrence F., hello, just a very important question. How long do you think the people will take this BS before conservatives push back very hard? I think, Lawrence, that's a great question. I think that they're waiting for the midterms. See, this is what takes place. Everyone's going to turn into me and you. It's going to be every Republican in Congress is going to be Lawrence and H.A. Goodman if and when, because I do believe it's going to happen. Republicans keep control of the House and actually gain more seats in the Senate. How amazing will that be? How amazing will that be? Because you'll have Jim Jordan as Speaker of the House, or you'll have Devin Nunes, or you'll have Mark Meadows. You'll have people who are definitely going to go hard. They're going to push Comey. Everybody. They're going to make sure that Hillary Clinton again is investigated, because there's already investigating going on. So Lawrence, they're waiting for the political momentum of winning the House and Senate. Once Republicans win the House and Senate, Lawrence, you could say goodbye to the Mueller probe. The Mueller probe days politically will be numbered, because Trump's going to be like, or you want to, let's go. What do you got? What do you have, Mueller? Nothing. By the way, Kavanaugh, once Kavanaugh is confirmed, that'll blow the wind out of all the sails, because, you know, you won't, Democrats will have no momentum. Trump will have gotten 2 Supreme Court picks. Smelly face. Hello, smelly face. I don't think any of the late night comedians are funny, as they seem to always have something hypocritical to say. Exactly. Well, I agree with you, smelly face. I agree with you. And it's not, see, I actually, like, even though I really like Trump, I can laugh at some things are funny. Like, I think it's stupid and dumb, But when they call like Trump Jr. and like two of Trump's sons, Uday and Kusei, it's kind of funny. I think it was Bill Maher says that. I don't know. I don't even like Bill Maher anymore, but it's really he's a great comedian. Bill Maher is a great comedian, but he is like a very angry, indignant, neoliberal. He's still a great comedian, but like Rob Reiner and Bill Maher and Joy Behar, that's the reason Democrats will never win again. You have Joy Behar, and the interesting thing with Bill Maher is like Bill Maher, if they asked him like, well, Bernie was cheated, and he's like, no, they gave Bernie every chance. Then he's like, yeah, I believe that the Russians hacked the DNC. What? Well, to do what? You cannot say that the Russians hacked the DNC to hurt Clinton and then say that Bernie was not cheated by the DNC. Which one is it? Smelly face, thank you so much. I agree with you. And Lawrence F., I mean, it's going to be, let's put it this way. We have 800 people. Everyone, all 812 people. Share this segment. Let's get this to like 12, 13, 1400. Why not? Why not? But share this segment on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Minds, Instagram, wherever you're at. George Carlin was the best. I love George Carlin. Well, obviously, Richard Pryor is like my Babe Ruth of comedians. Richard Pryor. Oh, Eddie Murphy is I put Mount Rushmore. I don't know. Like, I love Robin Williams, Don Rickles, George Carlin. Who's your Mount Rushmore of comedians? You have to pick 4 comedians. Who's your Mount Rushmore? Who would be your Washington, Teddy Roosevelt, Lincoln, Jefferson? Lenny Bruce, Dave Chappelle. Yeah, Dave Chappelle is, yeah, absolutely. Love Dave Chappelle. Roseanne Barr is absolutely one of the legends. Absolutely. Jonathan Winters, Jackie Gleason. But let's just go ahead really quickly. So these are the actual crimes that Clinton did commit. She actually committed these crimes. But then Comey was like, she didn't do so intentionally, and you don't need to do them. First of all, she did them intentionally. Secondly, he didn't even explain how they were transferred. If you explain how the top secret and special access program intelligence was transferred to her basement, then it's game over. He didn't explain how. He didn't even ask. They probably didn't even investigate how.
Secretary Clinton used several different servers and administrators of those servers during her 4 years at the State Department.
How can you accidentally use several different servers at the State Department? So the Manafort thing is stupid. There's no, like, that's dumb. The Manafort thing, there's nothing there to the Manafort thing. Manafort committed crimes that have nothing to do with Russian hacking. But here, let's just go ahead.
And she also used numerous mobile devices to send and to read email on that personal domain. As new servers and equipment were employed, older servers were taken out of service, stored, and decommissioned in various ways.
Like death by hammer. But also, it's said that China has hacked all her emails. That's according to Louis Gohmert, a foreign entity, not Russia. So one can only assume China, but hacked all her emails. And Defense Secretary Robert Gates states that it's almost certain that Iran, China, and Russia hacked all her emails. But let's talk about Manafort. When you talk about Manafort, let's go back to Clinton. And by the way, there is an ongoing Clinton DOJ investigation. If Christopher Wray says, no, we're not investigating Clinton emails, the FBI right now is investigating Clinton Foundation. The IG could have very well paved the way for future, because Clinton will get indicted. She will get indicted. Trump is not going to get impeached. First of all, you're not going to get 2/3 of the Senate, even if they did control the Senate, which they won't. Claire McCaskill's already blaming Russia, which is hilarious. So funny. Claire McCaskill's already blaming Russia. But let's just continue this.
Piecing all of that back together to gain as full an understanding as possible of the ways in which personal email was used for government work has been a painstaking undertaking.
No, it's not. We know Strzok and Page and all of them were pulling for, and Andrew McCabe, the Office of Professional Responsibility. All of these people are now being investigated by the FBI, including James Comey. The big issue is not Manafort today. That's a smokescreen. The big issue still, every single day, is Clinton emails. Every single day. And here is C-SPAN.
Requiring thousands of hours of effort. For example, when one of Secretary Clinton's servers was decommissioned in 2013, the email software was removed. That didn't remove the email content, but it was like removing the frame from a huge unfinished jigsaw puzzle and then dumping all the pieces on the floor. The effect was that millions of email fragments ended up in the server's unused or slack space. We searched through all of it to understand what was...
No, you didn't. You didn't search through all of it. Because she didn't even give you she didn't even give you all the servers. Or she gave you the servers completely wiped with BleachBit. And then they eventually found emails that were on Anthony Weiner's computer. So you didn't search through all of it. Eventually, this is July of 2016, you will eventually write the Comey letter. So let's continue. I know it's boring for some, but this is important.
There, and what parts of the puzzle we could put back together again. The FBI investigators also read all of the approximately 30,000 emails that Secretary Clinton provided to the State Department in 2014, where an email was assessed as possibly containing classified information. The FBI referred that email to any government agency that might be an owner of that information.
Papa D.
She can make a determination as to whether the email contained classified information at the...
So Papa D, I think you meant North Korea, has a killer computerist, best ones eat. Papa D.
The time it was sent or received, or whether there was reason to classify it now, even if the content had not been classified when it was first sent or received. That's the process sometimes referred to as up-classifying. From the group of 30,000 emails returned to the State Department in 2000.
By the way, her deleted emails, she had no right to delete them. And they were all about the Clinton Foundation, business outside the U.S. She had a basement server. She had a server in her basement. If Trump had a server in his basement, would anyone allow that to take place, where he transferred top secret intelligence onto the server? No.
2014, 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received. Returned to the state.
So she lied throughout. She's the biggest liar in American politics. Now, this is not crowd size, or let's just say crowd size, or whatever other statement that Trump has made that is not accurate. Trump's lies are different from Clinton's lies. Trump lies about crowd size. Clinton lies about classified and top secret intelligence in the basement of her home, outside the U.S. government, as she did so unintentionally for yoga and for convenience. And then Loretta Lynch speaks to Bill Clinton on the plane in a tarmac in Phoenix about golf, Brexit, and grandchildren. That's fake news. That's lying. That's national security. You can't even compare. You can't even compare.
State Department in 2014, 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received.
So 110 emails. Comer sure used a lot of words to say an effing thing. Hashtag FFF. Yep. Not to say anything exactly. He sure used a lot of words not to say anything. Exactly. Exactly. I agree with you.
8 of those chains contained information that was top secret at the time.
8 email chains. She had 22 top secret emails. 8 email chains. The whole planet, by the way, Russia, China, Iran, everyone has Clinton's top secret emails and email chains and the email addresses of everyone she spoke to or emailed. And the context and the content of all. This is the biggest cybersecurity debacle of all time. So, Horace, I agree with you.
They were sent 36.
And by the way, she said, I never sent or received anything marked classified. That's not true. Anything classified, that's not true. And then they're like, oh, well, it was retroactively classified. No. 110 emails were, 110 email chains was like 150 emails were classified the moment they were sent to her.
6 of those chains contained secret information at the time, and 8 contained confidential information at the time. That's the lowest level of classification. Separate from those, about 2,000 additional emails were upclassified to make them confidential. Those emails had not been classified at the time that they were sent to receive.
That's irrelevant. 2,000.
The FBI also discovered several thousand work-related emails that were not among the group of 30,000 emails returned by Secretary Clinton to state in 2014. We found those emails in a variety of ways. Some had been deleted over the years, and we found...
So basically, Lawrence F., I think the more I think of this server nonsense, it becomes obvious that the server was meant to be hacked to gain information by those that contributed to the foundation while escaping charges of espionage. Perhaps that could have been the case, but I agree with... I think also it's important. So that's very, very interesting, Lawrence. That could have been an issue, but I think also that might be giving Hillary too much credit. Clinton probably just went ahead and said, you know what, I'm not going to let the U.S. government look at what I'm doing. So, and she's like, well, you know what, if I get hacked by the whole world, who cares? So she didn't even probably think about it being an issue because she had used a private server as senator. So that could be the case, Lawrence. I just think that she used a private server as senator. She was used to using her own private server. She never thought that any of this would take place. But you know what? She had all the pieces in place to... Thank you, Kimberly, very much. Thank you. Thank you, Kimberly. She had all the pieces in place to get out of, like, a get out of jail card. Problem is, different ball game now. There's a reason that Trump there's a reason that Trump has stated things like he's going to get tax cuts, he's going to win the election, he's going to get Supreme Court judges, or it's an accomplishment at least, but he's going to get his wall eventually, especially when Democrats get crushed politically. And then dreamers hopefully will go ahead and become citizens. So I want that to happen. And he's going to get Clinton indictments, maybe not lock her up, but she'll be charged. She's a walking criminal. And then everyone is like, well, Trump's a criminal too. Then they'll be like, okay, then the next question will be, well, what did he do? Where's the crime? And people won't be able to say anything. All right. Let's go. I just want to see. So, Lawrence, thank you so very much. Again, thank you. Trish League, why did HRC just give everyone her password? Why didn't HRC just give everyone her password? She should have. She really should have. Trish League, thank you. Thank you, Trish League. Christopher, Dems will never impeach Trump. Being anti-Trump is the only platform they have. They kind of need him. Pretty much. I agree with you on that. That's a great point. Christopher, that's a great point. Well, I mean, without Trump, what do they have? They have to actually govern. They didn't really govern under Obama. What major accomplishment, aside from the Affordable Care Act, took place under Obama's administration? And that's I don't think it's going to get overturned, but Trish League, thank you. Christopher, thank you. Lawrence, thank you. Let's just go ahead and I just want to hear that. I want to Comey memos. Let's listen to the Comey memo, moron, idiot, Dumbo. I want to hear his testimony again. So here's his full testimony. The imbecile. The imbecile. Comey. Hold on one second.
Director, as discussed, when you agreed to appear before the committee, it would be under oath. I'd ask you to please stand, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
There's a lightning bolt that's trying to hit the Capitol building now.
Truth, so help you God. Please be seated. Director Comey, you're now under oath.
So Comey was under oath. Okay, let's listen to this.
Director, is it possible that as part of this FBI investigation, the FBI could find evidence of criminality that is not tied to the 2016 elections, possible collusion or coordination with Russians?
Sure.
Sure. So he's like, if you give Comey these people hide behind semantics. They're like diabolical when it comes to semantics. So he says, is it possible? Is it likely? He should have said likely. Possible. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Okay. Almost anything is possible. Almost anything. So let's just go ahead. Where's his notes?
Circumstances. First, I was alone with the President of the United States. For the president.
Here, again, he was alone with the president. So let's go ahead. Trish League, thank you again. Echo the cat. You Sue. That's why I'm here since 2015. Oh, I suck. Do I suck? Echo the cat. Thank you, Echo the cat. Thank you. I don't know what SU could be that I suck. I don't know. But thank you, Echo the cat. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I don't know exactly what the Thank you, Echo the Cat. Thank you. So let's listen to Comey. Let's listen to Comey. So he's mumbling about nonsense as usual.
President-elect, soon to be president. The subject matter I was talking about matters that touch on the FBI's core responsibility and that relate to the president-elect personally. And then the nature of the person. I was honestly concerned that he might lie about the nature of our meeting, and so I thought it really important to document.
What? What? You didn't think Obama would lie about the nature of the meeting, of any of your meetings? Why would you come to that conclusion? So you just didn't like the guy? You never even met him before. You just hated him? How does that even work? Let's listen to that again.
I mean, it concerned me, but that was one of their late 15 or early 16.
And did you, the director of the FBI, have conversations with the last administration about the risk that this posed?
Yes.
And share with us, if you will.
Hold on, let's listen. He had conversations with Obama about the risks regarding Trump.
Anytime, ask you to stop the FBI investigation into Russian involvement in the 2016 U.S. elections.
Not to my understanding, no. Do that good as long as ever you can. Senators, I look forward to your questions.
Director, thank you for that testimony, both oral and the written testimony that you provided to the committee.
Thank you for the oral
public,
testimony.
To the American people. Chair would recognize himself first for 12 minutes, Vice Chair for 12 minutes, based upon the agreement we have. Director, did the Special Counsel's Office review and/or edit your written testimony?
No.
Do you have any doubt that Russia attempted to interfere in the 2016 elections?
None.
No doubt. We have no doubt. But he never looked at the DNC servers. No doubt. Manafort has nothing to do with Russia collusion. Absolutely nothing. The Steele dossier was utilized as a fake news gossip dossier where there's zero evidence, where BuzzFeed is suing the DNC. We have zero understanding of what Facebook ads influenced the election. So, he's obviously not a guy's a liar, obviously, but.
Do you have any doubt that the Russian government was behind the intrusions in the DNC and the DCCC systems and the subsequent leaks of that information?
No, no doubt.
Do you have any doubt that the Russian government was behind the cyber intrusion into state voter files?
No.
Do you have any doubt that officials of the Russian government were fully aware of these activities?
No doubt.
You're confident no votes cast in the 2016 presidential election were altered?
I'm confident. By the time when I left as director, I'd seen no indication of that whatsoever.
Director Comey, the president at any time ask you to stop the FBI investigation into Russian involvement in the 2016 U.S. elections?
Not to my understanding, no.
Did any individual working for this administration, including the Justice Department, ask you to stop the Russian investigation?
No.
Director, when the president requested that you, and I quote, let Flynn go.
First of all, he had every right to give his thoughts. General Flynn did not commit a crime. What they did is entrapment. They said, oh, you spoke to Sergei Kislyak. And then there was a discussion with FBI agents, and the FBI agents, Strzok, said, oh, well, he lied to us. That is not, they fabricated, they criminalized suspicion. So there was no legal statute. Senile Zeke, thank you. Senile Zeke, thank you. Chas, 10422. Even if the FBI did examine the DNC servers, would the report be trustworthy? Exactly. Is the destruction of servers obstruction? Of course. Of course it's obstruction. Chas, 10422, great point. Great point. Well, would you trust Comey? I wouldn't. Would anyone trust Comey or Strzok or McCabe? None of them. Of course. Red Shield. Thank you, Red Shield. Thank you. Exactly. Now, that's a great point. That is a great point. That's an excellent point. Chas1422, excellent point. Thank you, Red Shield. Thank you. And I agree. But I mean, here you watch. This is Comey. Like, here's his. Why are we talking about Manafort today? Because of Comey's dumb memos, and this is why he wrote those memos.
General Flynn had an unreported contact with the Russians.
Who cares? Who cares? How many unreported contacts did Hillary or, well, we know Bill Clinton met with Putin? Where's the transcript?
And if press accounts are right, there might have been discrepancies between facts and his FBI testimony. Your estimation, was General Flynn at that time in serious legal jeopardy? And in addition to that, do you sense that the president was trying to obstruct justice or just seek for a way for Mike Flynn to save face, given he had already been fired?
General Flynn at that point in time was in legal jeopardy. There was an open FBI criminal investigation of his statements in connection with the Russian contacts and the contacts themselves. And so that was my assessment at the time. I don't think it's for me to say whether the conversation I had with the president was an effort to obstruct. I took it as a very disturbing thing, very concerning, but that's a conclusion I'm sure the special counsel will work towards to try and understand what the intention was there and whether that's an offense.
Director, is it possible that as part of this FBI investigation, the FBI could find evidence of criminality that is not tied to the 2016 elections, possible collusion or coordination with Russians?
Sure.
So there could be something that just fits a criminal act.
Senile Zach.
That doesn't have any.
That's true. There was a skiff installed at Chappaqua. Exactly.
Any complex investigation, when you start turning over rocks sometimes.
There was a skiff. That's right. That's right. But then I think like they were like looking at classified intel even before then. Joe Vacone, Joe, were the Clintons and FBI behind the setup of the Russian lawyer meeting? No. Well, Fusion GPS met before and after with Natalia Veselnitskaya. And then Natalia Veselnitskaya was allowed into the country. That's a great question, a.k.a. the Strzok insurance policy. Natalia Veselnitskaya, let's just get to this. So I'll get to Comey. I was trying to find the segment where he's like, yeah, and I wrote the memos. I think that he basically said, yeah, I don't think there was going to be an accurate description. But see, that's not, that doesn't correct the record, or to use a horrible propaganda tool of the DNC. Hold on. So Natalia Veselnitskaya, Fusion GPS. So, hold on one second. Fusion GPS official met Russian operative. Well, I don't even. Why is she a Russian operative? And if so, why did Obama allow this Russian operative in the country before and after Trump Jr. sit-down meeting? So this is Catherine Herridge. Okay, this is Catherine Herridge. Fusion GPS official met with Russian operative before and after Trump Jr. sit-down meeting. The co-founder of Fusion GPS, the firm behind the unverified Trump dossier, met with the Russian lawyer before and after key meeting she had last year with Trump's son. So that, I mean, there you go. There you have it. There you have it. There you have it. So, Joe, I mean, I agree with you. Joe, I agree with you. You know, well, the Clintons, I don't know if they were behind, but see, the thing is, like, I don't know if the Clintons were behind it, but it's just, you know what? The interesting thing is, what does that have to do with this? Okay. The interesting thing is, isn't it interesting how, like, don't you ever wonder why Peter Strzok maybe never met Clinton? Lisa Page probably never met Hillary Clinton. FBI agent or Sally Moyer, Kevin Kleinsmith, FBI agent 1, the other FBI agent, Andrew McCabe. I don't know if let's say he wasn't conversing with Clinton throughout the election. James Comey, Bruce and Nellie Orr, are they good friends with Clinton? I don't know. How is it Christopher Steele never met Clinton? Most of the BuzzFeed brass never met Clinton. How is it that everyone does things for Clinton's benefit? How does that work? How does that work? They all work in unison. Everyone's doing their own little thing. Well, I mean, there's an interesting. So, Kimberly, there's an interesting. I mean, why would Natalia Veselnitskaya meet with Fusion GPS's Glenn Simpson before and after the meeting? So that's obviously a red flag, or that's a suspicious act there to go ahead. If you're meeting Trump Jr. and you're trying to lure him to, like, you know, get to collude with a Russian attorney under the guise of Clinton emails or whatever that dumb spin they have. They were trying to work with a foreign power, even though Natalia Veselnitskaya was allowed into the country by the Obama administration. So they try to point fingers at Trump, and if they go like this, like 3 point back to them. Why did they allow Natalia Veselnitskaya into the country if she's a Russian or Putin operative? That's number one. Number two, Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson is at the heart of all of this with the Steele dossier. And what is the guy who helped contract out, or, you know, helped funnel the Steele dossier to the press doing meeting before and after the meeting? So one can assume, did they set Trump Jr. up? Was this more opposition research? Because all of this is like opposition research against Trump. You know, that's the thing. It's like all opposition research against Trump. The whole thing is very fishy. And there's no, like, the Manafort thing has, like, nothing to do with Trump. These are crimes, like, long before the election. This is during the election. And all these people during the election. Hello, Azande X. All these people during the election acting in ways that always seem to help Clinton. How does that happen? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Always seem to help Clinton. And you know what the sad thing is? Papa D, who maintained the Chappaqua skiff? Tisk tisk. That's a good question. Probably nobody. Or maybe the Secret Service, or, you know, who knows? Or maybe just Clinton Foundation donors, if that's, you might be getting that. Omar Pena. Clinton's tentacles are very long. Exactly. And the thing that I don't understand is people on the left are like, oh my God, this clear and present danger is Trump. Well, how do you think you're not going to beat Trump? You are not going to defeat Trump without defeating the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party cannot win now. They cannot win. They're not going to win in November. So let's just go. So polls, midterms. I just want to see these dumb polls real clear. They will not be accurate. Just these are worse than 7.3. Stupid. Reuters up 5. And so this is how ridiculous the polls are. Quinnipiac, Democrats up 12. Reuters, Democrats up 5. Democrats up 5 at this point in time. is meaningless. You have Kavanaugh confirmed, Brett Kavanaugh confirmed, so that's good. So I've become very conservative regarding the Second Amendment. Very conservative. Conservative regarding the Second Amendment. Very conservative. So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. And the thing is, like, he has 2 Supreme Court judges. Also, Democrats are like would be the first to say, like, have to ban these words, or I mean, I could just imagine the social justice warriors going insane in, like, book burning or banning. I'm being somewhat facetious, but I could imagine a free speech, a social justice warrior free speech case going to the Supreme Court. And they know the left doesn't get it to like childish. I don't even want to. That's like an insult to children. They're like idiotic. Papa D, Daily News comment. And the Or's holy crap moment. Rose Quartz, opposition research used by Obama Intel. Who authorized the unmasking? Exactly. Well, Susan Rice and Samantha Power unmasked names. Then you have Susan Rice at first saying she didn't. So Susan Rice unmasking names. So, well, let's just look. Bob Woodward, unmask names. What happens if you unmask names? So Bob Woodward. If Obama unmasked Trump team names, it would be a gross violation of the law. So here you go.
I think if true, is a gross violation. And it's not what Trump said about him being tapped directly, but apparently what has happened here is a couple of diplomats who can be legitimately wiretapped were talking about meeting with Trump or people on his transition team. And of course, you can learn all kinds of things from diplomats.
Gross violation, but let's go ahead.
Gossiping, because that's what occurs under the rules, and they're pretty strict. You are supposed, it's called minimization. You don't name the American person who's being discussed. And there are 20 people in the intelligence community for intelligence reasons can say, okay, we need to unmask or take the minimization off of these names. But the idea that there was an intelligence value here is really thin. It's, again, down the middle. It's not what Trump said, but this could be criminal on the part of people who decided, oh, let's name these people.
This could be criminal on the part of the people who decided, let's name these people. And at what point do they get anything? At what point do they get anything like, at what point do they actually, like, get something in terms of evidence, if in terms of a crime that actually that correlates? At what point do they get a crime, evidence of a crime? Because they have a lot of suspicion. We know that. We know they have a lot of suspicion. But we don't know of any we just don't know of any crime or any evidence that actually has to do with Trump-Russia collusion. So there's zero evidence regarding any of this, but there's a whole lot of suspicion. That's the problem. There's zero evidence, but a whole lot of suspicion. Zero evidence, a whole lot of suspicion. There's no smoking gun. There's no nothing. There's not even the actual narrative is this. The actual narrative is the actual narrative is Trump and Russia worked with WikiLeaks to hack the DNC and implement Buff Bernie coloring book ads. Again, I'm just going to write this on Twitter. Trump worked with Russia. So let's just go ahead. If you're on Twitter, just retweet this because I'm going to tweet this right now. Okay. So Manafort knows that Trump worked with Russia. Manafort knows that Trump worked with Russia to hack the DNC and inform the world Bernie Sanders was being cheated. Manafort knows that Trump worked with Russia to hack the DNC and inform the world Bernie Sanders was cheated. By Clinton. I don't even know what the MSNBC propaganda is. Manafort knows that Trump worked with Russia to hack the DNC and inform the world Bernie Sanders was being cheated by Clinton and DNC, while at the same time, sorry, you have to bear with me on this, while at the same time paying Russian internet trolls to create Buff Bernie shirtless coloring books to swing voters in Wisconsin. And that's the Democratic Party. That's the Democratic Party. Sorry you had to deal with all of that. So that's it. It's Zastre 73. It's mental gymnastics beyond. It's like Olympic mental gymnastics. It's Olympic mental gymnastics. It's mental gymnastics beyond any, oh, I missed a super chat. Wingless Angel. Hillary, help, I've fallen. I can't shut up. Wingless Angel. So, and that's the thing. It's like beyond. Manafort knows that Trump worked with Russia to hack the DNC and inform the world Bernie Sanders was being cheated by Clinton and DNC, while at the same time paying Russian internet trolls to create Buff Bernie shirtless coloring books to swing voters in Wisconsin. That's pretty much their mentality. It's pretty much their mentality. And a really, really beautiful woman who she's just wonderful. She's an advocate for Palestinian rights and freedom green turned Trump voter. She's also Somali. She's absolutely wonderful, and she's very sweet. And she wrote this tweet, and she actually has her profiles: Free Julian Assange, Trump 2020. And she also, and I want a Palestinian state, although I want a Palestinian state, but of course I have more of a favorable view to Israel than most other people. But I do want a Palestinian and a Jewish state living side by side peacefully and happy. And I think that's achievable. She wrote on Twitter, "The Good Old Days." This is a book that I always keep near me. Actually, it's right here, but it's a book about the actual documentation of murderers in the Holocaust, Nazis, and it actually documents the horrors from the perspective of people committing them. the atrocities, the barbarism, just the insanity. Bobby R. is actually written the recollections of people who are actually committing the killings and everything. So these are Nazis and camp people who are running concentration camps. All that, it's their recollections, their memoirs, and their letters to family members and stuff about like documenting everything. And she wrote a really just wonderful, beautiful. She goes, "The Good Old Days, a must read," because I always talk about that book. A must read for anyone who takes the word genocide lightly. If you were a Jew in the 1940s captured by Germans, you either shot or and then she goes on to explain what takes place in the good old days in the book. And I'll never and then she goes, "I'll never go ahead and describe any conflict, just a conflict that isn't a genocide, as a genocide again." So she was very sweet. And anyway, I'm just saying this. So thank you again, Ram Lafara 81. Thank you so much. You are awesome. So I just wanted to give a shout out because I just thought that it's just very beautiful of her to write that tweet. Anyway, so the Manafort thing. So Amish Space Force. What did socialists use before candles, electricities? What did socialists use before candles? Electricity. That's awesome. Amish Space Force. Do you watch Stranger Things, Travis Hunt? I don't. Actually, Reagan has a great line on socialism, Amish Space Force. Did you? So Reagan has a really funny. There was one about the communist like cable guy or something like that. It was Reagan joke on. This is a joke on communism. It's really funny. Here it is. So hold on.
Right here and tell you that one of my visits, I won't name him, I don't want to embarrass him, but one of the heads of state that I met with on this visit, he gave me one while I was on the way. Told me the story about the two fellows in the Soviet Union were walking down the street, and one of them says, "Have we really achieved full communism? Is this it? Is this now full communism?" The other one said, "Oh, hell no, things are going to get a lot worse."
Oh, no, that's not that's not the one I was thinking of. That's not the one I was thinking of. Hold on. Hold on. What was that? It was like Repairman. Oh man, there was one joke that was really good. All right. Amish Space Force. I wish I could find it. So thank you, Omar. Thank you. Nosigal J. Rosenstein exonerated Manafort for the same charges 8 years ago. I'm late. Did we cover this? No, but I'm going to go ahead and I don't think we covered this. I mean, someone brought it up, and so Rosenstein and Manafort. Rosenstein gained Mueller okayed probe, indict Manafort. Yeah, but again, Rosenstein is not like a czar. He's just the number 2 at the FBI because Dumbo Sessions, the Keebler elf, recused himself. Eventually, Sessions will do the right thing. I don't want to. I love Sessions. I love Sessions. I don't want to speak badly about old. I don't want to speak badly about old Jeff. I think that eventually he's going to go ahead, and eventually, after all of this, once Republicans take control of Congress again, I think that, and even if Democrats win the House, who cares? That I mean, they're not going to. I don't see it happening. And I'm on record as saying, I'm on RT as saying that Democrats are going to lose the House. Wait, where am I? I'm not going to show myself here. That's pretty the height of narcissism. But I'll find the clip. And they're not going to win the House. Once they lose the House and Senate again, Bernie becomes a pimp for the left, pretty much. Pretty much. So Let's see what people are saying though about. That's interesting too. The same people who are defending that Hollywood director, that's true, Lennon McCarthy, it's true. The same people who are defending that Hollywood director are also outraged over Trump's comments 10 years ago on a hot mic. That's true. And that's the thing, you know, it's like, I mean, that's all you have to say. Manafort knows that Trump worked with Russia to hack the DNC and inform the world Bernie Sanders was being cheated by Clinton and DNC, while at the same time paying Russian internet trolls to create Buff Bernie shirtless coloring books to swing voters in Wisconsin. Oh, that's not bad if I do say so myself. So, and so let me get to the Rosenstein though. Rosenstein. I can't find. Did Rosenstein's the New Republic? Did Rosenstein let it slip that he may have been a witness to a crime? The love of expensive suits leave Manafort astray. Well, it's his 15,000 ostrich. That's the thing. Do not buy a $15,000 jacket made of ostrich fur feathers coat. Don't do it. He spent more than $1,369,650. He was nicely dressed. I do have to admit. The guy looked dapper. He was the dapper Don kind of. He spent $1,369,655 on clothes in the last decade. Just the last decade. So what? In 2 decades, he spent close to $3 million. Wow. Wow. Imagine if I had a diamond encrusted polo, diamond encrusted polos shining. Agree with you on that. Scott Bigler. Scott, I love it. I love it. Let's just go. Wait, so ostrich? How much are ostrich jackets? We're going on over an hour now, and let's just, ostrich jackets for sale. There are, whoa. 1960s black wool and cashmere boxy cut jacket with ostrich feather trim, $1,200. Oh, this is good. This is one calf and crocodile jacket, $9,500. Oh my God. It looks like they just skinned. Oh my God. Calf jacket. They call it a calf jacket. I don't think it's from a calf. I think it's just from a crocodile. This doesn't scream $9,000 to me. I don't even know what's going on here. $9,000 for a jacket. You could just go on $9,000. Look at that. You can go on eBay. The ostrich jackets on eBay. Look at that. 1,000. Ostrich jacket, $3,000. Jeez. So apparently it's like a big thing now or a big thing. $8,000. Of course, he paid top dollar, 15 grand. Oh, well. I know. I can't believe it either. So let's just see what Manafort. So if you type in Manafort, Manafort trial begins. Testimony begins. Manafort trial testimony begins. Wow. Remind me, who was Paul Manafort? The CNN politics is hilarious. I have to say, the guy dresses nice. The hair, he's got nice hair. Not that, I'm not saying I shave my head, but he has nice hair. A jury has been sworn in for the trial of former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort. Let's look at Paul Manafort and... Oh, hold on one second. So Manafort trial opens with fiery charges from both sides. Lawyers in the case for former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort offered opening arguments on Tuesday in the first major trial. The government's lawyer argued that liar was Manafort, a man they alleged had been living an opulent lifestyle. That's the thing also, like, if you're doing all those crazy things, try to not to just ixnay on the ostrich jacket. No 15 grand ostrich jacket. Don't do it. Don't bring attention to yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So Manafort's defense team countered by pointing a finger at the prosecution's star witness. What does this have to do with Russian hacking? The rebuttal I got was like, oh, well, in the Whitewater issue ended up with, the dress and all that stuff. It's like, first of all, not everything in life has to be equivalent to one of the many Clinton debacles. Life doesn't revolve around Clinton debacles. Sorry. Life does not have to revolve around Clinton debacles. I'm sorry. Manafort's defense team countered by pointing a finger at the prosecution's star witness and Manafort's former deputy Richard Gates. Gates, a longtime business associate of Manafort and a one-time senior Trump campaign aide, pleaded guilty in February to 2 felony counts: conspiracy against the U.S. and lying to federal authorities. So why is he getting? Since then, Gates has cooperated with the special counsel and met with Mueller's attorney on multiple occasions. The evidence will show he knowingly filed false tax returns, accusing Manafort of lying to the IRS and his bookkeepers in order to hide millions of dollars from his work in the Ukraine. Lavish lifestyle. More than 30 bank accounts. The guy had more than 30 bank accounts that served no purpose other than to receive and hide income. That's funny. That is funny. The guy had 30 bank accounts. How much was he worth? So how much was Manafort in terms of money? He laundered more than $18 million. Well, that's a lot, but that's not Clinton 10 billion. I mean, get with the program. You're worried about laundering money. $10 billion raised in Haiti, and the Clintons are like, I don't know where the money went. U.S. government asked the court to set Manafort's bail at $10 million. He laundered more than $18 million. Hold on one second. So $9 billion, Haiti, Clinton, New York Times. He's small fries compared to Clinton. Hold on. Haiti and Africa Project shed light on Clinton's public-private web. Wait a second. There was a great How the Clintons Got Rich Off Poor Haitians, the National Review. From Dinesh D'Souza. $10.5 billion. Countries around the world, as well as private and philanthropic groups such as Red Cross, Salvation Army, provided some $10.5 billion in aid. All through Clinton or subsidiaries, not the Red Cross, but the subsidiaries of the Clinton Foundation provided close to $10 billion. The Clinton Foundation donors gave between $1 billion and $5 billion, but there were subsidiary groups, and I interviewed Daddy Cherry, who was a Haitian-born journalist. So hold on one second, talking about money laundering here. Clinton Foundation, Haiti, New York Times, billion. I'll get that link in a second. While the Clintons, the foundation didn't directly control, but the foundation had subsidiaries. It's always something. It's always I'll give you here's the Huffington Post. Cherry. Haitian-born writer Daddy Cherry on the IHRC and the Clinton Foundation return Haiti's earthquake billions. So this is Daddy Cherry, one of the leading journalists regarding Haiti, and she's a Haitian-born journalist. So by contrast to the Clinton Foundation, which raised a total of about $1.5 billion in nearly 2 decades, the IHRC raised about $10 billion in 2 years. The Interim Haiti Recovery Commission. So when people say, well, the Clinton Foundation did lose money. Yeah. but the Clinton Foundation and its associated Interim Haiti Recovery Commission. The Interim Haiti Recovery Commission was Bill, Hillary, and the Haiti debacle. I linked to a Wall Street Journal article. Haitians are upset by the reconstruction effort managed by the Clintons. The news website Haiti reported last month that two prominent lawyers have petitioned Haiti's Superior Court of Auditors and Administrative Disputes, demanding an audit of Bill Clinton's management of the Interim Haiti Recovery Commission. So when they say, well, the Clinton Foundation didn't do anything, this is 2014. I don't know if that audit, I don't think that audit ever took place, because the Clintons obviously have a lot of power. They had more power, a lot more power back then. If Comey didn't indict her for deliberately and intentionally transferring top secret intel, they probably got out of an audit there. But the Interim Haiti Recovery Commission is the umbrella organization. The IHRC reported that $9.5 billion had been pledged and $5.9 billion had been dispersed, though dispersed does not always mean spent. This was according to Daddy Cherry. Maria Baikovsky, thank you. Thank you, Maria Baikovsky. So, ladies and gentlemen, this one journalist, he was like, he came after me on Twitter. He's like, you have no right to say that they stole $10 billion. I was like, well, I basically said the Clintons were part of raising $10 billion with the Interim Haiti Recovery Commission that Bill Clinton helped oversee. So then they hide behind semantics. They're like, oh, it's not the Clinton Foundation, is it? I'm like, okay, if the Trump Foundation had a subsidiary group that raised $10 billion for Haiti, but the money could never be found, you would say that Trump is a racist, nationalist, imperialist, empathizer, sympathizers, a nationalist, every type of ist possible. But, the Interim Haiti Recovery Commission, have you ever lost $1,000? How about $10 billion? Report criticizes Haiti Recovery Commission led by Bill Clinton. This is PBS. So, in 2011, PBS. The bill approving the Interim Haiti Commission. This is Reuters. Haiti approves. Okay. As of March 31st, Donors Conference in New York, this was all Bill and Hillary Clinton and everyone they know, foreign governments, multilateral institutions, and non-governmental organizations from around the world pledged a total of $9.9 billion for Haiti's reconstruction. This is Reuters. The Joint Commission, to be co-chaired by former U.S. President Bill Clinton and then Haitian Prime Minister Jean-Max Bellerive. Okay, this is Reuters. Reuters. Here's the Reuters article. If people say, well, H.A. Goodman, I'm not going to believe anything he writes. Here's the Reuters article. So. Here, Reuters. Maria Baikovsky, thank you. Thank you. So that's just, I mean, you talk about billions of dollars that are after Manafort now. And it's like, and then of course you get from the Washington to the Clinton Foundation raise hundreds of millions for a hospital that was never built. No, Bill and Hillary presided over $10 billion raised, with what, 3% of the money going to actual reconstruction projects. Most of the money gone. Nowhere to be found. And then it's like they always hide behind semantics. So they're after Manafort for $18 million in laundered money. Okay, that's pretty bad. That is bad. Very bad. Very bad. But Haiti gets nearly $10 billion in aid pledges. This is CNN. So the money was pledged. Where did it go? And how? Okay, so how much was actually given? Where did it go? If it was pledged in 2010, why wasn't it given? Did Clinton just utilize that as what? To do what with? Haiti gets nearly $10 billion in aid. A lot of this had to do with Clinton. More than $5 billion of the $10 billion pledged Wednesday will be used for immediate recovery efforts. But that didn't happen over the next 18 months. But that didn't happen. They didn't get $5 billion. Haiti never got $5 billion. And administered by it will be administered by Interim Reconstruction Commission co-chaired by President Bill Clinton. Well, where did the money go? Where did the money go? Bill Clinton, where did the money go? Where did the money go? And this is not like, so I was actually being very gracious there. Like prior, I was like, well, they raised the money, but did the money actually go? Did they actually get the money? And it's like, yeah, they're getting it Wednesday. It says here on CNN. CNN's like, the money's going to come on Wednesday, $5 billion. $5 billion Wednesday. Wednesday, $5 billion. Oh, well, then where is it then? Where's the money? Because Bubba Bill. And now there's some really interesting stuff about Strzok. It's going to be a good day today. 5 billion of the 9.9 billion pledged Wednesday, this is in 2010, will be used for immediate recovery. What? Over the next 18 months? What? And co-chaired by Bill Clinton. Oh, dude. Put your hand over your wallet if you even walk a mile away from Clinton. He'll find some way to pick your pocket. Where's the money? Where's the server? This reminds me of the de Monet in History of the World. Count the money, count the money. Real clear politics. Democrats up 7.3. Really, how did they get that? Clinton. And then people are like, well, try the Reuters poll. Okay, let's try the Reuters poll now. Reuters, Democrats up 5. It's hilarious. You got to understand, for any check, I would have definitely been speaking about that every day. I don't think so. Patricia Marino, I do not think so. So, I mean, it's just craziness. And they're after Manafort for 18 million. Yeah, 18 million is a lot of money, but 5.9 billion, you don't have to be like Einstein or Stephen Hawking or Neil deGrasse Tyson or Michio Kaku or all these like physicists to realize that to be this like mathematician, 5.9 billion is bigger than 18 million. Oh, but you know, he didn't. He was overseeing the money. So where's the money? Where's de Monet? Where's the money? Count the money. All right, so Peter Strzok. Watchdog obtains emails on Peter Strzok's security clearance request for move to Mueller team. Wow. The FBI's Peter Strzok requested in the summer of 2017 that he retain his security clearance after being added to special counsel Robert Mueller's team. Wow. Strzok was grilled publicly by 2 committees earlier this month following the Department of Justice Inspector General report that said he had a biased state of mind, of course, while working on the FBI's investigation into Hillary Clinton. Gee, you think? The pure and unadulterated hatred he had for Trump. A little biased state of mind. The unadulterated pure hatred. That's somewhat biased. Papa D, I'm a Ninja Warrior fan. Need HRC. Thank you, Papa D. So he also is security clearance. His polygraph was out of scope, meaning it expired, and he needed a new polygraph. It should never have been used to continue his, or to allow him to continue having security clearance regarding certain top secret or certain classifications of intelligence. The Office of Professional Responsibility is going to go after this guy and all of them real bad. So at the end of the day, it's not going to, ladies and gentlemen, you know how it's like always, you know how you and I, Lexdad 1193 HA, are Dems pushing Russian interference on McCaskill Facebook. McCaskill, she's great. It's like months before November, like they tried to hack How does that alter votes? Who cares if anyone tried to get your password? Change your password. In the midterms, to give an excuse when the GOP retains the House, ammo money. Thank you, LexDad1193. Thank you. And I'm going to try to go ahead and get some footage out. I mean, I did a couple days ago upload with my CZ97B, the 45 ACP. Just some rapid fire shooting at a steel plate 50 yards away. It was kind of cool little clip. Thank you so much, LexDad1193. Thank you. Thank you. The whole thing with the Hollywood, what's his name? The producer who got fired. If your entire existence is, I'm offended, we have to fire that person for what he said or she said, then why do you then blame your political opponents for holding you to the same standards? Just held to the same standards. Yeah, there's a congressional candidate that went. This is yesterday. I actually emailed this. This is the congressional candidate goes low, attacks First Lady Melania as a HO bag. So I'm not going to say the whole word, but can you believe that? And imply she's a prostitute. Can you believe that? This is a Democrat. Did you know the First Lady works by the hour? This is Mark Roberts. It's unbelievable. He wrote that. Why would he write that? Why would you do that? He's in Oregon. Why would you do that? Fan of wildlife science and commerce. Why would you say that about the First Lady? This guy's like, this is unbelievable. Why would you do that? Why would you disparage the First Lady in such a way? Like, for what purpose? For what purpose? So, Mark Roberts. Did I say Mark Meadows? Mark Roberts. Oregon candidate slammed for vulgar tweet on Melania Trump. Why would you do that? Maybe he probably thinks he did it on purpose because almost certainly because he probably thinks he's going to get, the resistance crowd's going to love him. Roberts, who calls himself an independent conservative, is facing what? This guy's a Republican? That's bizarre. That is really bizarre. So it's really, really bizarre. And if you look at that, it says U.S. Oregon District 2, Independent Party of, Independent Party. Anyway, so this guy I don't believe has a chance of winning. It's just unbelievable. From worrying about Manafort, which is like 0-0. Yeah, how about them Dodgers? Manny Machado, he's good. Very good. The Dodgers are looking very, very good. All right. Let's go ahead really quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to wrap this up right now. We'll be back in a couple of hours. And so Manafort today, let's just really quickly, Paul Sperry. Oh, still hasn't. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. This has been a really, really, really great live stream. We will continue in a couple of hours. That is awesome. Deputy Dog, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everyone. I have to watch the Ron DeSantis commercial. I want to thank everyone. I will see you soon. And God bless you all. To my super chat, thank you so very, very much. You've been awesome. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. I will be back. I will return. I shall return, ladies and gentlemen. Manafort trial begins today, and he flips on Rick Gates. That's it, you know. Thank you so very much. God bless you all. Thank you. I will see you in a couple of hours or so. Thanks a lot.